Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Totally out of the blue, and it was just shock. I couldn't believe that what he'd said on TV.
If I mention in particular two nurses who stood by my bedside for 48 hours when things could have gone either way. They're Jenny from New Zealand, in the Cargill on the South Island to be exact.
In ICU, when did you realise it was Boris Johnson?
I had a fair idea that I was going to be coming in to look after him, and I think it was very obvious, and the media knew very quickly that he was in intensive care at St Thomas's, so I had a fair idea that I was going to be looking after him. Yeah.
He mentioned that you stayed by his bedside for 48 hours. What were you tasked with?
It was just normal intensive care duties. I'm not going to go into specific tasks, but just normal observations, just normal things that we do. I think there was a lot of media interest about him being in hospital, and to be honest, that's probably was the toughest thing of the lot. As a unit, he was just another patient that we were trying to do our best for, so it was business as usual.
I hear you say he was just another patient, but surely you must have been a little bit more nervous.
To be completely honest with you, I worked in intensive care for 10 years. I'm a sister, I've been in charge for 5 years. I've been in really stressful situations, and I was not fazed by this. This was just another day at the office.
So do you think Boris Johnson got special treatment because of who he was?
Absolutely not.
And what about in terms of ICU? Do you think they lowered the bar just to let him in because of who he is?
No, we take it very seriously who comes into intensive care. These patients who come into us, it's a very scary thing for them, so we don't take it lightly, and he absolutely needs to be there.
Talk to us about how he found out you were Jenny from New Zealand.
We just chatted away, and it just naturally came up. He was interested in where I came from and what my story was. We spent a lot of time together in it, so we talked away about New Zealand.
Talk to us about being lauded not just by Britain's Prime Minister, but also New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. What went through your mind?
So on the night that it all happened, I actually had to turn my phone off because it was just so overwhelming. And when I turned my phone back on in the morning, people were like, "Jenny, you need to look at your Facebook." And I was being called a snob for not responding to Jacinda Ardern. But it's very surreal. To have a message from Jacinda, she's a hero of mine. I think she's amazing. And she just said how proud she was of me, and that the country was so proud, and it's so heartwarming, and something I'll never forget.
And did you respond to the Prime Minister?
Yes, I responded, and she messaged back immediately. A little bit of banter, which was again surreal. A couple of emojis. It's just a very, very surreal experience.
You're a global name now. People know Nurse Jenny McGee, Jenny from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Do you get a bit of stick from your workmates or from family?
I'm getting a lot of stick from my workmates. I'm loving it. It's very funny during a time when we need a bit of light relief. My mother also famously said that I twiddle with knobs on one of her interviews, and I'm getting a lot of stick for that. Thank you, Mum. Everyone's so proud, but I'm also very happy to be getting a lot of stick about it.